Hey everybody, welcome to another video from American Courts. Today we take you to Judge Fleischer, a judge in Harris County, Texas. Here are a few recent hearings starting with probable cause and ending with DWI. Here's Judge Fleischer's link. Make sure to check out his channel and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so you'll get notifications for all videos coming up. Here we go.
Sir, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Looks like your case is extremely old. It's 714 days old, sir. They've given you multiple PR bonds. I guess we should be happy that you made it to court. Okay. Please.
Mr. Judge, on October 25th of 2022, HPD officers conducted a trespass investigation at the Icon gas station located at 7997 West Airport Boulevard in Harris County, Texas. Officers advised that the location has an active trespass affidavit in effect. Officers advised that they observed the defendant standing on the property next to a posted no trespass sign. Officers advised that they also made contact with the complainant, an employee of the gas station, who advised the defendant was trespassing at the location.
Had he been previously warned not to be there? Or was it just a no trespassing sign and he just goes there for the first time? Sure, take your time.
So, Judge, it's the defendant and multiple other males. There's a active trespass affidavit on file. They approach this defendant. They find marijuana on him after they detain him. They ask him multiple times if he would be willing to participate in the marijuana diversion program. He refused several times. But I don't see anything.
No priors?
I don't see anything about the complainant.
So look, when you show up to court, good things happen. I'm going to find no probable cause in your case now. But I want you to understand, you are now on notice. You can't go back to this gas station. Stop. You can't go there anymore. If you go there again, they're going to arrest you for criminal trespass. I'm finding no probable cause now because I don't see that the prior warning was issued. But I am issuing the warning to you now. If you go back there today, tomorrow, next week, next year, they're going to arrest you for trespass.
Just get caught. He can probably trespass.
Listen, it's not a discussion. They have the right to tell you they don't want you there, and they don't want you there. Find another place to go to. Now I'm going to find no probable cause. You're free to go. Okay.
And I'm following dismissal now, please.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, I'm good.
And show up to court. Show up to court. Yeah, I don't want him to plead just to get out. Do you mind bringing him out real quick, please? Mom, you want to come up?
We're not going to plead today.
Good.
We had, the state wants me to do a mitigation package.
Yeah. I don't want him to plead just to get out and you end up with a conviction on your record when you have the opportunity to have this thing dismissed. But what I want to impart to your son that when I mean no alcohol, I mean no alcohol. And what I wanted to do is just a little bit of give him a little bit of time to think and reflect because he knows that he shouldn't be using anything, whether it was NyQuil, whether it was this, whether that, doesn't matter because I counsel him and every single person, as you see, that comes in here, I give him advance warning and notice of what you can and you can't do. And I tell you, when I mean no alcohol from any source. And I give them a laundry list of things. So I'm going to let him out now and I'm going to give him a monitor on his ankle so I know that he's not using. Okay, I will pay for it so that you guys don't have to foot the bill. And that's like $450 a month. Otherwise, you guys would be paying.
How long will they have to wear that?
Throughout the entirety of the case. I can't trust him not to. It's shown. So
Ma'am, can you have me step on this side?
Good morning, Mr. Houlihan.
More.
How's jail?
Sucks.
Good. Wonderful.
Definitely, don't ever want to come back here.
The worse of an experience you have, the higher likelihood you have of truly listening and realizing that we mean business, because that's what we do. When we ask you, when we tell you not to do something, it's not for shits and giggles, it's for the real deal, and you're not supposed to. And when you do, there are serious consequences. And coming in here and tell me it's NyQuil or this, I don't care. No alcohol means no alcohol from any source. Now, at the same time, I don't want you to plead guilty just to get out, right? Because that's what you were going to do. And that's what everybody does just to get out. And I don't want that to happen. I'm going to give you another chance today. I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle so that I know that you're not consuming alcohol. And I'm going to tell you now, I will never play this game again with you.
Yes, sir.
So the next time you consume alcohol, and I don't care what source it is, and you've got your mom here to know, whatever it is, I don't care if it's the tequila lollipop, hair dye, you had dinner with Mother Teresa, whatever. The next time you consume, you will be with me. And you know now, you have no one to bond you out. So you're going to sit there for who knows how long. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No alcohol whatsoever.
Yes, sir.
The monitor that I'm going to put on you costs around $400 to $500 a month. I'm going to waive that fee for you so that there's no excuse. You need to charge that thing on a daily basis. So if the battery goes dead, so do you. You must charge it on a daily basis. Be careful for whatever you put in your body because that machine is extremely finicky. It tests alcohol through your perspiration. So whatever you're eating, be careful. Apples, what happens to apples? What happens to bananas? They can become alcohol at some point. So you need to be careful. Apples, some fruit ferments. So just take that with what it is. Be careful whatever you put in your body.
Yes,
Are there
sir.
instructions somewhere that?
Yeah, they will advise him when he gets the monitor. They'll advise him on what he can and can't do, but it's also common sense. You have to know everything that you put in your body. If you're going to go to a party and there's a bucket of punch there, probably not a good idea to drink the punch, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just use common sense.
Yes, sir.
It's not that hard, and be nice to people.
I definitely learned
I'm letting you out now.
I don't want to end up being like my father.
That right there gives you pause to concern. I mean, you're headed there. I mean, you're in jail. You're headed there. I mean, if there's no other wake-up call, then this is the wake-up call. Don't end up like that. You have the opportunity now to apply for a diversion program that if you get in, which you probably will if you do the application correctly, if you complete it successfully, they'll dismiss this case against you. It's a really big deal because when you get a DWI on your record, it closes so many doors, not to mention your life. It's going to cost more in every respect. So just be good. All right. Yeah, drug testing as well. You're going to be tested 40 days from today. If you find weed in your system in 40 days, that tells me that you've continued to smoke weed. I'm going to put you in jail. Don't smoke weed. Don't go to any parties. Don't hang out with anyone that you think that they're going to use because peer pressure sucks. And it's very, very difficult. So if you're hanging out with the wrong people, they're going to take you down. No dope, no alcohol. You'll be tested in 40 days. And you know now what that machine does. Do you have any questions? Okay, listen to Mr. D, and then we'll see you in a couple weeks. Thanks for coming, man. Do you have any questions?
I'm going to set up.
Remember, be patient with Mr. Dixon. He has so many cases. I mean, you see, he's running from court to court to court to court. He's like Speedy Gonzalez. So just take care. Understand he has a lot of cases, and that if you call him, at some point he'll get to you. And
I'll meet with him in my office this Sunday.
And if you can always come here and meet here as well. We're always happy to have you at any time as well. Okay? All right, guys. All right. Good luck, Mr. Houlihan.
All right, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Good morning.
Mr. Jones, you're wanted out of the state of wherever. Probably denial, I don't know. But I have you here now because your lawyer is asking me to set you a bond.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I've never met you before. I don't know who you
Order in
are.
the court.
No, my primary concern are two things. Number one, will you go back to the jurisdiction that you wanted from? Number one.
Yes, sir.
More importantly, and most importantly, are you a danger to the community? I know that you're going to tell me that you're not. Everyone says that, right? But what really dictates is how you look on paper, because that tells me who you really are. So I just don't know. We'll go through all that and we'll determine whether, you know, I do know that you have an open evading arrest in a motor vehicle. So you're now charged with a third-degree felony. And so, all right, Amy, tell me about it.
Yeah, he's wanted from St. Lucie County in Florida.
Florida. Oh,
Yeah.
ouch.
He's wanted for a violation of probation for a grand theft of a motor vehicle. We're asking for no bond at this time. For one thing, he picked up this evading of a motor vehicle while on that probation. He has,
Is this a stolen car too? Allegedly.
I don't think he was charged with that, Judge, so I would say,
Yeah, I mean,
a prohibited vehicle on the toll.
but we had an earlier case today, same thing, in a stolen car, right? Allegedly, and they didn't charge him with the UUV, but they
Really?
could have.
okay.
So it's intake, I don't know, just these days, it's,
I'm seeing prohibited vehicle on the toll. That's
so
all.
it is a prohibited vehicle?
On the toll.
So
I don't know.
a
what-
prohibited vehicle could be a vehicle that
Yeah, it's
has
very,
outstanding
very vague.
balance. That's exactly right.
Um,
Or no tags or.
What other kind of criminal history he got?
Yeah, he has an obscene number of fraud and forgery charges out of Florida and Georgia.
How many?
22 pages worth.
22 pages worth of criminal history?
Yes, he also has
Whoa,
several failure to appears out of Florida. He was arrested in May 3rd of 2023 for a probation violation in Florida. Of course, this probation violation is for 3 different violations for failure to report and then changing address without permission, I think.
22 pages of priors.
Well, I would say this, Judge, sometimes the one case can take up to 2 pages sometimes, so
Even by that theory.
even, I get you.
He also has misdemeanor and felony willful obstruction of law enforcement officers out of Georgia.
I'm surprised you even got probation. You know, I mean, really, it's, you know,
All the charges were trickled down to 2 counts. So there was, all those charges are the exact same charge, and they dropped it to.
22 pages worth of the exact same charge?
It was 19 charges. And they brought it down to 2. They was basically 2 charges, 2 different kind of charges, but 9 charges of each. So
It happened that would garner 19 charges. That's usually something where you have like a mass event, like a shooting or like,
no, it wasn't nothing like that.
The probation violation's original charge, which was a grand theft of a motor vehicle, he obtained that motor vehicle by,
like false
Buying it.
pretenses or something.
yeah, he tried to buy it with a false pay stub for a false company.
Judge, if I may,
Sure.
Judge, I'm not asking for a PR bond, I'm asking for, even if you consider a bond, a high bond amount that would allow him to go turn himself in. He would have skin in the game. It's a monetary sum that would ensure that he goes and turns himself in. He hasn't messed up in your court before. I'm
19.
sorry. And so it would allow him to at least go present himself while also understanding the risk of losing a big deal of money. So I'd say that
Whose money? Not his money. What kind of money you got? Doing what?
I'd like to afford them the opportunity to get a post that bond,
Uh,
if you entertain.
Well, the
giving them.
first thing I'd need to know is out of the 22 pages, what are all those, I'd like a list of like every single charge that he's ever had.
Okay.
I'd like to know the disposition of those charges
Okay.
because, you know, the problem is, Mr. Jones, is that when you have too much baggage, the more baggage you have, the higher of a flight risk you are. Because you know that at some point you're gonna have to answer to those charges and you're gonna try to,
But I answered to all those charges.
well, I don't know that. I know you're telling me that,
I
but
understand, but those, I handled that. That was my first real case, and I handled it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, and
And
I
some
mean-
of those with like with the FTA and stuff, I turned myself in. It was misunderstandings with court dates and stuff like that. And it'll show where I turned myself in like multiple times.
in this case here, you're trying to evade capture here. I mean, so I don't know, I'd need to know a lot more about you before I were to grant you a bond,
Like the current case, I can't speak on that right now. but
don't, right,
All
don't.
the other cases, I turned myself in and I handled what I needed to handle.
Has he ever had a prior fugitive case before? Out of where? So Ricardo, if you want, we can do a deeper dive, or you guys can do a deeper dive and let me know more about him.
Here's the thing, Judge, I don't think here's how this, it would work. I don't have access to the 22 pages. I would love to give you the report by tomorrow. I can do that.
So
I
what
just
we can
don't
do
have
is we
those.
can ask Amy to print you out the NCIC report. Can you provide him with a copy?
I'd have to stay, if that's all right with you, Judge.
There, at least at the minimum, I know that they'll let you look at the report. So you can
Right.
look at it and write it down. I don't know if they'll give you a copy of it, but at least you can look at it and we can try to work through to see all the charges of what they are,
Right.
try to find out what the disposition, but,
I can also go through it and.
right.
Okay.
But with 22 pages of prior criminal history, I'm going to tell you now, it's a really uphill battle to give you a bond. And if I do give you a bond, it's going to be a hell of a high amount now. In the high five digits, perhaps 6 digits, because I want to make sure that you turn yourself in. And the problem is that I know that there's a hurricane out there hitting Florida. So it's a perfect time for you to give me this kind of excuse there. I couldn't make it there. I couldn't make it here because of this and that. And when here,
Okay, okay. I'll explain to him his options, Judge. We'll go over where we're at and I'll see how he wants to proceed.
okay, but I'm going to tell you now, if I were to give you a bond, it's going to be in the high 5 digits.
Understood. Judge, my understanding is he already waived on October 8th, and so his pickup date is.
You know
23rd.
what? And I'm going to tell you now, we have at least 3 other people here from Florida. And I think it's Miami-Dade, right? Wasn't it Miami-Dade that we have?
This one is St. Lucie County.
How far is that from Miami-Dade? So perhaps we can come get them to pick you up in addition to those 2, because I know that we have at least 2 transports that are coming here to pick up another 3 individuals from Florida. So maybe we can get you on that, and they're supposed to be here next week. So if you waive, or look, you've already waived, so great. So
I'm not trying to run from nothing. I just want to get this over with.
here's the only other advice I'm going to give you now is that if you do go back, you have to stay in contact with your felony lawyer in your felony case, because if you don't, and they think that you've absconded, they're going to issue a warrant in that case. And then the hold that you have here for your Florida stuff, it's going to happen to you over here, because you're going to be over there. And then you're going to get a Harris County hold. So when you do finish up over there, you're not going to get out, and they're going to try to transport you back over here. That is Eileen Bogart is your lawyer over there. So just stay in touch with her to let her know what's going on, and that way they don't overlook you. Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
of course.
I'll call my client.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. Can you let Day know that perhaps we can get them on the train transport? That way they don't have to come back and forth, back and forth.
I can talk to him about it.
Hi.
How are you? Judge, good morning.
Good
Hágase
morning.
aquí en el centro, por favor.
Hello, Luis. Are you Guarchaj Karak?
¿Ese es usted?
Sí.
Yes, solo mire el
So
juez y
you're
la
charged
nota.
with tampering
Usted se le
with the
acusa de
government
alterar
record.
un documento gubernamental. Mire el
Facing
juez, por
up to a
favor.
year in jail
Está
and or a
frente a un año de
$4,000
cárcel y
fine.
una multa de $4,000. Vamos a hacer lo que se llama tasa razonable.
Right to remain
Usted tiene
silent.
derecho a permanecer en silencio.
You say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 2nd,
El 2 de
2024,
octubre 2024,
officers conducted a
oficiales
traffic stop
realizaron un
in
paro de
Harris
tránsito
County,
en el condado de Harris,
Texas,
Texas,
for license plate having no
por una
return on
placa
database.
que no tenía un
Officer
perfil de
made
emparejamiento en la
contact
base de
with the
datos.
defendant.
Oficiales de contacto con el
Defendant
acusado y el
stated
acusado
temporary
declaró
plate
que la
was
placa
purchased
temporal
off
fue
of
comprada
someone
de
for
alguien
$60
por $60
since current registration
porque su
was
matrícula
expired
actual estaba
and
vencida
he had the plate
y
for
él tenía la
approximately
placa
2
por
months.
aproximadamente 2 meses.
Defendant was ID'd with
El
Guatemalan
acusado fue
passport.
identificado por su pasaporte guatemalteco.
Sir, I'm going to find
Señor, voy a
there's
fallar que hay
probable
suficiente
cause to
causa
go forward
razonable
with
para
the
seguir
case.
adelante con su caso.
Are you a United States
¿No
citizen?
americano?
No.
No.
Are you in this country
En
with
este
or
país
without permission?
sin permiso.
Sin permisos.
Pero hable más fuerte, no le
Sin
escucho.
permisos.
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
Si usted va a una cárcel.
No sé.
Señor, no le escucho, hable como yo. Hable del mismo volumen mío.
No sé.
I do not know.
I
Solo mira el
want you to
juez.
think about
Y
it.
quiero que lo
You in
piense,
this
señor.
country
Si está en este
without
país,
permission?
con permiso o sin permiso, ¿qué le pasaría si va a una cárcel?
No me gusta estar en la cárcel.
Señor, no le escucho, hable más fuerte.
No me gusta en la cárcel.
I don't like going to jail.
What happens if you go to
Pasa si
jail?
usted va a una cárcel.
No lo sé.
¿Perdón?
No sé.
I do not know.
Immigration sweeps the jail
Hace rastreos en la
every
cárcel.
couple hours.
Cada par de horas,
If they find you in the jail,
en la cárcel,
put an immigration detainer, and you will sit in jail until they ship you off to immigration. And then you will sit another 6 months, perhaps, in immigration custody
posible más.
until they get ready to deport you, if they deport you. However, you will lose the next 6 to 9 months of your life.
6 de 9 meses de su
I'm advising you now not to break the law, not to break the conditions we place on you now, because you were lucky to get out of jail one time. The next time, you might not get so lucky. Do you understand?
Señor.
Sí.
Yes.
I am ordering you now
Le
as
estoy
a
ordenando
condition of your
ahora como
bond
condición de su fianza
not to drive at
no
all.
ningún vehículo para nada.
I don't care what you have to do. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, then you are not allowed to drive, and that is your bond condition.
Esa es su condición.
If I find that you drive, I will put you in jail, and I'm going to make your bond extremely high. And if you are not able to get out within a couple hours, immigration will put their claws all over you, and you will be stuck like Chuck in custody until this case is over with and then shipped off to immigration. Do you understand now?
¿Usted entiende ahora, señor? Perdón, hable más fuerte, hermanito.
Habla
Hable.
fuerte, man.
¿Qué orden?
I don't understand what the gentleman's saying. ¿Qué dijo, señor? No le entendí, hermanito.
¿De qué orden habla?
What order are you speaking of?
This order,
Esta orden,
I'm going to
señor.
have you sign here,
Que usted la firme.
promising me you're not going to drive.
That's fine.
Do you understand?
¿Ahora entiende?
Sí.
Yes.
What are you not allowed to do?
¿Qué es lo que usted no está permitido en hacer?
Creo que no puedo manejar.
I cannot drive.
What happens if you do?
¿Qué pasa si lo hace?
En la cárcel, me dijo.
¿Perdón?
Si lo hacen en la cárcel.
If I do it, I go to jail.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si usted va a la cárcel?
Pues, no quiero ir a la cárcel.
Señor, no le
No quiero
entiendo,
ir a la
hermano.
cárcel.
I just don't want to go to jail.
You understand that immigration sweeps the jails every couple hours?
Cada par de horas, cada 2 horas. Yes.
What did I just say?
¿Qué le acabo de decir a usted?
No sé.
¿Cómo?
No sé.
I do not know.
You just repeated it back to me 2 seconds ago, man.
Repetírmelo. Un par de segundos, señor. No está poniendo cuidado. Póngame cuidado lo que le digo.
I'm trying to get you to understand what's at stake.
Está a riesgo aquí.
Sí. Sí.
Yes. ¿A qué se dedica usted? ¿En qué trabaja?
En un convicto nomás. Busco trabajo y a veces se encuentra, a veces no.
¿Usted dijo Home Depot?
Sí. algo así.
I spend time at a Home Depot. Sometimes I'm able to find work, sometimes I'm not.
How do you eat? How do you get money?
¿Cómo come? ¿Cómo consigue usted dinero, señor?
A veces si voy a trabajar un día y eso me come.
Sometimes I'm able to work for one day and we use that to eat. So,
Who do you live with?
¿con quién vive?
Nomás estoy solo con mi mujer y una hija nomás.
¿Y quién?
Estoy solo con mi mujer. Vivo en un apartamento.
Su mujer y quién más. Diga, hábleme de todas las
No.
personas que vivan con usted.
Mi mujer y yo y mi hijo.
My woman, my child, and myself in an apartment.
You have a child?
¿Usted tiene un hijo?
Sí.
Yes.
Let's do this. I need him to speak to lawyers so he really truly understands what's going on. And I'm gonna have him come here and explain it to me until we get it through his skull that he knows he's not to drive and the impact of him going to jail. So I'm gonna just keep bringing him back until he understands.
Regresando.
Take a seat for me in the jury
Un
box.
asiento aquí en la caja del estrado.
Well, hold on, Luis. I need him to swear to this first that he's not gonna drive. I mean, if we have to bang it 20 times, then I'm gonna do it.
Might need a quarter point word.
Yeah, right. I need.
Pase aquí, por favor. Le van a tratar de ayudar. No.
Chum, 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 chum. What you got?
Mr. Karak, he was here before. You were giving him conditions and he didn't seem to understand. I made sure that I spoke to him with
Who are
my,
you talking?
and over there in the red shirt, I spoke to the office
Speak
with him.
Spanish?
I don't speak any Spanish. Our office goes through stuff, whenever there's an issue, our office can explain everything to the client. He made sure he understands he cannot drive. He's not driving.
Got appointed to him?
No, we got hired.
Oh, you're hired on it. Oh, come up.
He doesn't speak English, but he understands that he cannot be driving, and our office will explain any kind of conditions that he doesn't understand right after this as well.
But I want him to understand what happens if he goes to jail.
Yes, Judge.
You guys explain that to him.
What happens if he goes to jail?
Correct.
You mean if he violates?
If he ends up back in jail for an extended period of time, he's gonna get a nice hold.
We will very much explain that to him.
I was hoping that he would, okay, I thought I was gonna, I guess you signed on to the case, so I can't,
You appointed
All right.
to someone?
So I was gonna appoint him a lawyer to get through to him because I tried to explain to him probably like 5 different times what happens if he goes to jail and it wasn't
I'll make
registered.
sure our office gets it very, makes it very clear to him what will happen.
My main concern is that he's not driving, all right?
And he signed the NDA, and I also made sure the office
Quiero
explained to
que
him
tú
he cannot drive.
Que no puedes manejar para nada. No me importa qué excusa tú tienes. Si tú manejes, tú vas a ir a la cárcel. Y si tú vas a la cárcel, estás ahí por un tiempo, inmigración te va a poner en detención. ¿Me entiendes? ¿Sí o no?
Sí.
Seguro, ¿me entiendes?
Sí.
Seguro.
Sí.
¿Qué pasa si tú vas a la cárcel entonces?
Pasa mal. Va a pasar mal. Mal me va a pasar.
Más fuerte.
Mal me va a pasar.
No me estás diciendo que va a pasar. Inmigración te va a poner en detención. ¿Entiendes eso?
Sí, sí.
¿Qué significa eso? No me entiendes.
No me van a manejar.
No, he's not getting, I don't
I will
understand.
make sure it is fully explained to him by our
Mira.
office what happens if he violates the
Vas a
terms
la
of the
cárcel.
NDA.
Inmigración te va a poner en detención y cuando eso pasa, no puedes salir de la cárcel. Tú te quedes en la cárcel hasta que se termina. Escúchame. Tú te quedes en la cárcel hasta que se termina este caso y después te lleven a inmigración y te van a deportar de ahí. ¿Entiendes eso?
Sí.
¿Seguro?
Sí, seguro.
Dime de nuevo, ¿qué te dije?
Si la migración me fue en la cárcel y va a pasar un tiempo en la cárcel y me va a quedar ahí hasta que termina mi caso y me van a reportar, sí.
Perfecto. Si tú manejes o si tú sacas otro caso, Eso va a pasar. ¿Estamos bien? No manejes. Okay?
Thank you,
It's
Your
all
Honor.
yours.
You'll be excused.
I don't think he still gets it.
We'll make sure our office fully explains it, Your Honor. Because I know what's gonna happen if you just follow conditions, and I don't want that to happen to my client.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please have a seat.
You look at me. It's pretty good.